Hey, it's Sean and welcome to my travel channel. We're ending our trip with a whirlwind 24 hours in Seattle, from Pike Place Market to the Space Needle to Fremont neighborhood to check out the community art. Before we start our journey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me as we explore Seattle. Pike Place is one of the most iconic places to see in Seattle. It's one of the oldest farmers markets in the area. And there's something to do for everyone, whether you're a local or a tourist. They have different shops from flowers, veggies, fruits, souvenirs, donuts, coffee, a little bit of everything. But if you only get to check out one thing while you're there, check out the Pike Place Fish Market, where in addition to getting some fresh fish, you can see a show where they toss the fish back and forth, which is crazy to see since they do it with their bare hands. And don't forget to say hello to Rachel, the market's piggy bank, which started in 1986 as a way to raise funds for the local community. For me, it's a nice picture, but it's kind of like a statue, and that's really about it. Okay, we headed right down the street from the market, and some people may consider this one of the most iconic places in Seattle, which is the original Starbucks store. If you decide to go to the shop, be prepared for long lines. In my opinion, there's so many different local coffee shops that are just as good or even better than the first Starbucks. But if you want to see the first store, you can definitely check it out. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Right below Pike Place, there's an alley. And I can't stress this enough. It's an alley, not just one wall, even though they call it the gum wall, where people put chewed gum all over. That's right, chewed gum. I don't even know why a place like this even exists, but if you're into peculiar things or want to get a cool, quirky photo, I mean, this is the place for it. But we didn't stay long. The waterfront's really beautiful here. There's a lot of different shops and restaurants, and you can even take a cruise out for like an hour or two. In the bay, though, if you go further enough or far enough, you may see even whales, which would be pretty cool to see. However, we're feeling a little tired, so we're going to head back to the Airbnb. But later on tonight, we're going to go to the Space Needle and see the city at night. So we'll check back in when we're there. Our Airbnb is in Belltown, which is close to the Space Needle, as well as the marketplace. And we just had dinner at Zeke's Pizza, which was pretty good. Definitely hit the spot after traveling a long day. But right up ahead, we're heading to the Space Needle for a lovely sunset. So let's head that way. The Seattle Center is pretty big, has a bunch of museums such as the Chuli Museum and the Pop Culture Museum, as well as the Space Needle, but tons of space where you have different sculptures and places people can relax, have a picnic. But we're going to see if we can do a museum tomorrow, but first we're going to go enjoy a sunset at the Space Needle, so let's go see that sunset. We made it to the top of the Space Needle. One thing we didn't realize was there was such a long wait. We even had like a time ticket, but it was like 40 minutes to like an hour just to get to the elevator to get up here. So we got to see a little bit of the sunset, and we're going to enjoy a little bit of this nighttime scene, but we'll check in a little bit later as we check out some of the other sites at the Space Needle. So let's go explore. So the Space Needle was built in 1962 for the World's Fair, which the theme was space, which it looks like a UFO, and that's why it looks that way. It's 605 feet there, and you can see views of the downtown area. On a nice day, you can see the Cascade Mountains as well as Rainier, although we couldn't even see Rainier when we were climbing down Rainier because it was so foggy. I mean, the landscape you can see with the downtown is just beautiful here. It is a little expensive. It's roughly about $40 per person, so if you're willing to splurge a little bit, totally worth it. Just a travel tip though, when you book your time, be prepared to wait in line like we did. We just left the observation deck, so we're going downstairs to the revolving deck, so let's head that way. So in the revolving deck, just like the name says, you're revolving, which is crazy. So right now we're moving very slowly clockwise. So we're gonna kind of embrace the scenery, but and the floor is glass, so you can see all the way down to the ground level here. All right, let's explore a little bit more. The gift shop was cool. It didn't just have touristy knickknacks. It also had a lot of local artists. So you could take home like a really cool gift and support the local community at the same time. But we're going to continue on, get a little bit of sleep, and continue on our journey in Seattle tomorrow morning. Good morning. We're spending our last day north of center city of Seattle in Fremont Ave area. There's a lot of cool like hip shops and restaurants. We also got a little bit of coffee, and they have a little bit of street artwork that's pretty cool. But there's one thing that you must see, and we're about to go check it out. So follow me. The biggest icon in this area is the Fremont Troll, which is the big sculpture right behind me. But this area is well known from what we have seen, having different street art and sculptures that make it kind of a really cool spot to just take a stroll and, you know, go shopping, enjoy the artwork. But we're going to continue on exploring, so follow me this way. Situated directly across from the downtown area is the Gas Works Park, which used to be the site of the Seattle Gas Light Company. And they converted it into a public park which has great panoramic views of the city, as well as there's a kids area that the kids can play. So It's really enjoyable. We're just kind of sit back and enjoy the sun, the views, especially the sun, since Seattle it's very rare that we get a sunny day in Seattle like this because it usually rains. But great day for a picnic, just enjoying the sunshine before we head downtown to our next stop. Just a short distance from the Seattle Center, where the Space Needle is the Olympic Sculpture Park. It has a great view of Elliott Bay, and the park itself is part of the Seattle Art Museum. However, the best aspect of it is that it's free, so you get a nice free look of the bay. In the distance, you can see Bainbridge Island, which you can pay a small fee to take the ferry over to the island if you would like to do that. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time for that, but we're going to enjoy the view and continue on our journey, and also take a look at the sculptures in the park here. We came back to Seattle Center during the daytime, and obviously this is like the happening place to be in the city. And before we head to the airport, I mean, we barely scratched the surface of Seattle, but we enjoyed our time while we were here. There is so much to do, not just in the city, but in the whole Pacific Northwest, such as Portland, Mount Rainier, and other hot spots in the Pacific Northwest. But before we head out, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for our next adventure. We have a lot of summer plans ahead, so stay tuned for that. But until next time, keep on exploring.